Hey everybody, Artifact Multi here, and now we're gonna be talking some Yu-Gi-Oh! Yet again. And you see this trash can in front of me right now? Yeah, this card did nothing in our YCS. Did it appear in any of the top 32 side decks? No. Did this card win the event? No. So what did it do? Nothing! Yeah, you wanna know something else that did nothing? Check this out. Trickstars! Ooh, they literally did nothing at our YCS. The top 32 had no Trickstar there. Not a single deck list. None. Dinos only had one top in the entire fucking tournament. Only had one spot in the top 32 as I showcased in an earlier video that I showcased for you guys today. But yeah, basically, 24th, the top 32 spots was dominated by pure Zoo. No True Draco Zoo, no Kaiju Zoo. Pure Zoo. With hand traps, of course. Because you don't run a pure Zoo deck without hand traps. Yeah, it's totally pure. So basically, what did happen in the event? That Zoo dominated the event yet again. And Zoo's been dominated for so long now. The deck has had even more better success over here than it did in the OCG when Link Summoning came out. Because if you remember, if you watched Lithium 2300, y'all would know that Lithium showed us how the OCG, Zoo is only having 5% of the game in their favor. Even though they still managed to get some tops, but only 5% of the pie chart went in their favor. While over here, almost 66%. Like literally, a little bit around 66% or something like that. Definitely in the 60s. 66%. 2/3 of the pie chart is all in the hands of Zoo right now. What does this tell you, Konami, if you're watching this video? This tells me that Zoo's gotta go. Yeah, let's go back to the trash can I showed you at first. Yeah, guys, remember this card? This is one of the cards that Simo ended up hyping. And ended up making this card 20 times its original price when it was around a 25-50 cent card per copy. He hyped this shit up and now it's around a $3-4 card per staple. Per copy that you end up buying in the very end. And sorry to say, guys, this card's not all that. Did this card make it? And I'm going to tell you guys about my locals with this card, too. Just to give you guys, to show you guys how bad this card really is. I went to my locals this weekend, and I was talking. Oh my god, stop! Oh, anyways. Yeah, I went to my locals this weekend, and guess what? I asked everybody about this card. And some people didn't even know some people didn't even know that this card was being hyped. That shows how few people care about Simu. Yeah. Sorry guys, I just had to fix something real quick. But yeah. Some people actually didn't know what this card actually did. Some of my subscribers to this day actually didn't know what this card did. And then they didn't know that this card was nothing more than an absolute trash can. And when I told them about it, and I compared it to Mind Crush, and they said, everybody there at the local said, Mind Crush over a Pointer any day. I actually have to thank a Pointer for one thing. It brought the Mind Crush hype back in my locals. Because now that everybody's seeing that I'm topping while running Mind Crush in there, a lot of people are going to start doing the same. Even though it's copying somebody else's idea, but I don't really care because I prefer for people to net deck my ideas because I want people to run decks right. Don't run stupid shit like this. Yeah, you see 386? Let's see. 387. This person has 32 copies available. They're trying to sell this shit off. This is one of those people that was hoarding in copies of this card to see one day it will actually be worth something. And ta-da, that day came because of SEMO. SEMO, you're right about a lot of things, but this is one of those things that you're not right about. SEMO is also incorrect about Heavy Storm Duster and Back to the Front being good cards. Heavy Storm Duster, I think, did see some play in our top 4, but they were only running one copy of it, and it honestly didn't do anything to advance their game state too much. At all, either, if you want me to be honest with you. And Back to the Front, I don't think saw any play in the top 32 at all. So yeah, Heavy Storm Duster was seen as a one-of that person was probably going to cut out of their deck for another Twin Twisters or another tech card anyways. So yeah, in the very end, in conclusion, we've gotten into the conclusion that SEMO is an incoherent mess. And that he's beginning to start, and he is soon to start becoming the next Asian Eyes, hyping up shit and making claims that make little to no sense. Do not buy this card, guys. I'm telling you, do not waste. It's around. I rounded to $4, and then $4. You're obviously gonna be playing 3 in your sideboard for going first. So that's $12 you have to spend on 3 copies of this card. Okay, let's look at Mind Crush. Mind Crush. Mind Crush is definitely a top 5 favorite trap card for this format. 48 cents. The Ultra Rare is less. The Ultra Rare, which I believe to be the highest rarity of this card, is lower in price than the common Appointer of the Red Lotus. And this card is way better too. You need skill in order to play this card properly. But if you have skill, you'll be able to play this card properly. Simple things like Imperial Iron Wall, Artifact Lancia, Chaos Hunter. Those 3 cards make that Appointer of the Red Lotus take a huge L. Huge L's for Appointer of the Red Lotus. Because the moment you play one of those 3 no banishing cards on your opponent, Appointer of the Red Lotus automatically becomes dead. And in my Zoo matchup, one of my Zoo matchups, which I lost, which is the reason why I didn't move on to finals in the very end. In one of my Zoo matchups, I asked him if I was after I lost, I asked him if I could see some things, if I could see that he could show me his opening hand, the best that he could remember it. And I asked him because in some point in the duel, I dozed out, and I forgot to use Mind Crush when he used Tenki to search. And I asked him if he had another Zodiac monster in his hand. And he said yes. He had 2 more Zoo monsters. Actually, not 2 more Zoo monsters. After he used Tenki to search, he had another Zoo monster and a Bayraj in hand. Which means he had 2 more other ways to get to that Ram or that Whiptail. He had 2 more ways to get his combo started. You know what that means? You would need 3 Appointer of the Red Lotus in order to clean out his hand and have it last 1 turn guaranteed. And if he top decks another way, remember they only need 1 card to start stacking on that 1 extra monster zone. So if he draws a Zoo monster next turn, you know what that means. Stack. But anyways. Yeah, a lot of people have been disliking my videos where I talk about why Appointer of the Red Lotus is such a bad card and why this card fucking sucks. And you know what? Keep disliking. You don't want to see me do more videos on it? That's too bad. Keep disliking. You have the right to leave your shitty comment, leave your dislike, or unsubscribe if you disagree with my opinions on Appointer of the Red Lotus. And I'm not changing my opinions or my content on Appointer of the Red Lotus, no matter what anybody says. Nope. I'm going to keep calling this card trash, and I'm going to keep making videos about why it's trash, and showing proof of it being garbage, until the message gets across. Conclusion, Simo has become an incoherent mess that doesn't know how to hype cards properly anymore. He's going to become the next Asian Eyes, a star that's really known for huge and relevant discussions, and is about to go from being one of my most favorite YouTubers to becoming my next to be going on my next list of unsubscriptions on YouTube channels. You want to be a trashy YouTuber? I'm gonna unsubscribe from you. I'm only subscribed to YouTubers who are going to bring me content that is worth my while all the time. If you can't do it, then you don't deserve my subscription or my views or my like on your video. No, you do not. You know why I have to give you Simo for that video? A thumbs down. That's right. Thumbs down. Nope. Take your L. Move on. Stop. You hyped up Back to the Front. Heavy Storm Duster nearly tripled their prices on the market. You know what? Let's look up Back to the Front right now. To the front. Yep. Let's go. Yeah, there was a point this car was like $1.20, and then this car jumped to $2.80, but now it's coming back down. Because people are starting to see that this card, sorry, 165. It's at 165 now. So it's lower than what the first page was showing for it, sorry. But anyways, yeah. Simo was overhyping this card, and somebody in one of my videos commented that I should use Back to the Fronts to tellers. I'm not gonna get nasty with you because you weren't a disrespectful trash can that said random shit like I'm stupid or I'm an idiot for running my deck a certain way. I'm not gonna get nasty with you for that, but I'm just gonna tell you why the hell would you run Back to the Front instead of tellers when you can run Oasis of Dragon Souls? The only thing you're really sacrificing is consistent access to Rongo Minad, and you're only going into him when you're sure that he'll be a huge power piece to go in for game, which is very rare. The majority of the times you just want him to go into Trevor or Deltros and that's it. I mean, there's nothing else that is really worth looking into. So yeah, that kills that argument of Back to the Fronts to tellers. And my personal advice to y'all, if you are running Statella Knights, take out your 2 Back to the Front and put in 2 Oasis of Dragon Souls. It's a really good card. Now let's look up Heavy Storm Duster. Oh my god, I don't know how to spell storm now or something. Alright, let's look this up. Heavy Storm Duster. You know how much this car was at one point where it's all-time low? 97 cents. Now you see it rolling online for $2. For 2 reasons. The first one being Simo overhyping this card and nearly tripling its prices. It actually came down a little bit, I think. Let me check the graph. Let me see the chart. Yeah, it's tumbling down a little bit. The midpoint over here, this is where the peak was. But it's coming down a little bit. But Simo nearly tripled this card's price by overhyping it. And let me tell you guys what my suggestion is from here on out. Now, with this information, seeing that one of the most informative YouTubers on YouTube, not the most, but definitely top 5, is starting to make lots of mistakes, you guys need to use your own brains. Use your own minds. Be creative. Because relying on YouTubers to do the work for you is not the way to go. There are a few YouTubers that I feel you can always count on. People like MCO40, Team King of Games. You can always count and I think Yugi No is another reliable source. Simo used to be, but I think that he's in the borderline now because of this. But overall, you should be using your own brains and finding your own spicy techs that work in your own deck. And not doing just what these YouTubers say, unless if you test it and see that it actually works. Because I've seen people like, oh shit, I didn't know about that, I'm a sheep. Hype! Go, and then they use this card, and then I have people come back to me and say, oh my god, man, you're right. Oh my god, Moral Talk, you're right. This card's shit. And I was like, told you so. So I'm going to read you guys what this thing does. Heavy Storm Duster. Target up to 2 spells and traps on the field and blow them up. Your opponent you cannot conduct your battle phases during you activate this card. Now, if this card said your opponent can conduct their battle phase, and that would be OP. That'd be fucking wrong. But anyways, let me tell you the problem with this card. Twin Twisters is better in every possible way. And here's why. It's still the same problem with Dust Tornado. Back in 2004, 2005, you were able to get away with playing cards like Dust Tornado in your deck. Because, number one, MST ended up getting limited at one point, which was sad to see because MST was always been a fair card, but it got limited at one time in history of Yu-Gi-Oh! And then it went back to 3 right away. When shit like Artifact Ignition and Cosmic Cyclone and Twin Twister started coming out, there was more broken back row hate. But yeah. When those cards started going out there, think about it this way, man. When MST came back to 3, why would you play Dust Tornado? That card had no reason or purpose to be played whatsoever. Dust Tornado was automatically a shitty card the day that the day that MST came back to 3. MST being Mythical Space Typhoons, in case if you guys are not familiar with those abbreviations of card and text. But yeah, when MST came back, were you running 3 Dust Tornado in your deck still? No, you were not, unless if you were really concerned about Barrier Statue or just Stun in general at that time. Because that was the only real back row threat you had to worry about. I mean, and 3 MSTs were strong enough to cover the Solemn Warning and Judgment package back then. So you didn't have any to worry about back then. Now let's bring the same logic into Twin Twisters and Heavy Storm Duster, along with Cosmic Cyclone, because those seem to be the 3 most popular back row hate cards right now. MST, I'm not going to talk about because I already talked about MST. We're done with that. Let's move on. So Cosmic Cyclone, you pay 1,000 life points, target spell trap on either your or your opponent's field, it gets banished. Now, this is a cool card. The fact that it doesn't destroy, so if you're going against artifacts, it's very helpful. And if you're going against True Draco, their effects won't pop off in the fucking graveyard. But keep in mind, you have to pay 1,000 life points for it. So if you draw this card mid or late game, it could be a brick for you, because if you have less than 1,000 or less life, this card will be a brick because you will not be able to play it. The only thing you could do at that point is just scoop it out. Now let's go with Twin Twisters, which I believe to be the better out of the 3. But the main problem with this one is that if you don't have the card to discard and you top deck this, it's a brick. Thus making it bad in card demise decks essentially. But you know how I run my Satellar Knights. I don't rely on demise, I don't have to play it. I still side deck triple Twin Twisters in my Satellar Knights no matter what. I'm always doing that shit. Never changing. And now I'm going to break down, on top of that, about Heavy Storm Duster and why I don't like this card at all. The fact, I like the part you don't have to discard for a cost. But the fact that it's a trap card, I mean, why? Why did it have to be a trap? The same issue stands with the fact that it's a trap card and the fact you have to set it down for a turn. If you draw this thing going first, it's a great card. But if you draw it going second, this shit's horrible. And the whole point for you is to use it on your opponent's turn. But again, it's a trap card, man. You'll want to run spell and trap removal that's a trap card, because you want to get that shit resolved right away. You don't want to have to hold on and wait for a fucking turn to go by before you start clearing out and wiping out your opponent's fucking back row. You don't want to wait for that. No. They ain't no hold on. We're trying to clear out the back row. No. You want to resolve that Twin Twisters. You want to resolve that MST. You want to resolve that Cosmic Cyclone right away. Because cleaning out your opponent's back row is going to be the difference between life or death in this game. And now let me give you an example scenario. Right? Let's say I have this card, Vega, and Deneb in hand, right? I normal summon Vega. I get her effect to special summon Deneb from hand. And on top of that, and then I get Deneb's effect to go off in order to search my altar. I overlay for a Batameus. A Batameus effect, detach, discard, and then I get striked. But you're like, oh, Heavy Storm Duster could clear it out, right? Yes, it can. But here's the problem. I have to wait for that. And if I don't get Trevor out there on the board and have his ability where he goes to the graveyard and then he floats out 2 Talonites for me for free, basically, I'm fucked because the whole point of the deck is to be able to get that going. You want to be able to loop your resources so you'll be able to out-resource your opponent at a certain point in the duel. You can't have this card in the Talonite, like in the deck like that, could get hurt by strike so easy like that. But if I had Twin Twisters and I was willing to give up 1 card in order to get Twin Twisters off, I'd be able to go into Trigger, bounce the entire board back into the Stone Age, and you'd be able to clean out the board. You'll be able to clean out the board. Yeah. And you'll be able to bounce the entire deck, your opponent's entire board back into the Stone Age. And you'd be able to go in and start doing damage with Trevor little by little every turn. Thus proving my point about why this card is not as good as Twin Twisters. It'll never be on the level of Twin Twisters. I don't care. I don't care. This card will never be on the level of Twin Twisters. No. Those of you who are watching my video are probably going to leave a dislike right now for all the facts I'm saying that you're probably going to dislike. Hey man, leave your dislike and get out because I don't want to deal with you. If I made shitty content, I would understand if you would give me dislikes. But if you want to give me dislikes just because you don't agree with me, you don't agree with logic, simple mathematical ratios, 2 things are obvious to me. You don't have a clear point of what makes a good tech card in this game. And 2, you suck at math. Because it's down to simple mathematical ratios. Simple tactics on why you would not run these tech cards in your deck. Especially a Pointer to Red Lotus. This and Back to the Front, I don't mind. Back to the Front's a great card. But just not for Satellar's, in my opinion. Heavy Storm Duster could be a great card depending on the situation. I could almost understand you side decking it. A Pointer, don't play it, play Mind Crush. And again, a Pointer is down to simple fucking math. If you don't agree with my views on why I dislike a Pointer, I'm going to assume you're horrible at math. And you're horrible at tactics. I'm going to assume that. Because it's down to simple math. Why would you pay $2,000 when you could get Mind Crush, clear out whatever your opponent searches, and rape their hand for free? Mind Crush, I've always called that the hand rape card. Because that's what it is. It literally rapes your opponent's hand. Play that card over a Pointer any day. And you have to keep in mind that the fact you have to pay 2,000 life points. And like I told you an example of what happened in one of my games, like in the top 4, where I lost and I ended up taking 3rd place. And then the guy told me, my Zoo opponent told me, that if I would have used Mind Crush, nothing would have changed. And then I said to myself, that would have meant the same thing for a Pointer, because one thing's obvious, a Pointer and Mind Crush are very similar cards. But a Pointer is just more shittier. I would have lost faster. Because I would have had to give a 1/4 of my life points. 25%. You guys know what 25% is? Out of 8,000, 2,000. 25% out of 100. That means I will only have 75% left. That's simple fucking math. And if you don't agree with me, you need to seek help. Artifact Mortalk, signing out. Have a nice day. Peace. Boo.